What's up, guys? It's been a minute since I posted a video, but that's okay. So, I just wanted to say, you guys have put up with me for 2 years now. I remember making a video like this last year. I was like, wow, it's already been a year, but I've been on YouTube for 2 years now, and that's kind of crazy to think of, because I remember always wanting to have a YouTube channel, but I always wanted to do it with someone because I thought it'd be weird talking to a camera by myself. But I got used to it. Obviously, I've been doing it for 2 years now, and it's so weird to think because time just flew by. I still think back on my first video, which is my introduction video, and oh my gosh, I was so cringy. But I think I'm doing better, and I think I'll eventually get better at doing this stuff. But whatever. Last year I think I just did a thank you for putting up with me for a year or whatever, and it was just a little video. But this time, what I wanted to do was, and since I started in January, it's kind of perfect because the light's gonna do weird things, okay? I'm sorry. I wanted to do a recap of 2018. Now, I thought a lot about this, and I've heard different things from different people, and I realized, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, because, well, why not, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each month of 2018, and really say how the year was, because it was a very interesting year, I'm not gonna lie. And I just wanted to, just share things, because I feel like when you do this, social media stuff, a lot of people try to make themselves look perfect all the time, or they try to always, be happy, and they try to just put themselves out there in a way that maybe they aren't all the time. And I find it very important to really show all sides of yourself on social media. And I don't know, it's a complicated thing. And I think I'm just gonna get into it, because I'm gonna start talking and I'm gonna start making no sense, and this video is gonna be an hour long of me just talking like this. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just gonna explain a little bit of how I'm gonna do this. So there's a lot of positive things that happened in 2018, but it has also been one of the hardest years of my life yet, so far. I had a really hard grade 6 was a rough year, and grade 9 going into grade 10, that was also a rough year, which was last year. So for the really positive things that started off positive and that ended positive, I'm going to keep those positive, and yeah, I'll go a little more into detail about those things, because they're good things, right? There's nothing bad that I could say about them. But for some of the things that did happen that, have changed my life, or they're not going to be every little thing that's happened in my life, but the big things that really, changed my life. And there's going to be things in here that have happened that I maybe didn't share yet, or that maybe are going to be a little harder for me to explain without going into detail. For some things, I'm not going to go full on into detail, because I don't have to, and I don't really know what's going to come out of this video. I mean, I hope I don't cry. But no, I'm just gonna I'm gonna be completely honest, because I feel you have to, I can't not be honest for stuff like this. I'm just gonna, get into it and explain my year, the good, the bad, the in detail, the not in detail. This is gonna be hard for me. It really is, but that's okay. Some parts are gonna be yeah, some are gonna be a little more tough, but I'm gonna do it. Let's just get into this video and see what happened. Okay, so we're gonna start off in January, obviously, because that is the first month of the year. So, one of the first things, what I had to do is, obviously, I'm not gonna remember exactly what happened in each month. So I went through my Instagram because I usually post things that are like, you know, like big things that have happened. So January, I found like a couple things that I can mention. Like, in a way, some of these things are like tiny things, like they're small, they're not like huge things that have happened, but they have changed my life. Like, and it's weird to think that it's been exactly a year ago, I became obsessed with Pretty Much. January was like, I discovered Pretty Much, and I became obsessed with them, kind of like I was with Sean, or I am with Sean. And now it's weird because this January, like now, I became obsessed with Billie Eilish, so that'll probably be something, if I do the same thing next year, then that's probably what I'm going to talk about. I started going to the gym with my dad, and, you know, like, I've done, like, little things here and there, but there was one thing, and, you know, it just makes you feel different, in a way, and it makes you, like, feel good about yourself and stuff, and, there was this, there's like a tire there, and it weighs 176 pounds. And, you know, I've always told myself, like, I'm weak and stuff like that, and I don't have muscles. And I lifted that thing, not, like, off the ground. Oh, no. I, like, lifted it and flipped it over. Here, I'll put a video, if I have one, to show. Here, this is what I did to help me explain. So yeah, I did that first high school concert. That was so great. I grew up, and it's weird because thinking back or thinking of it now, it's like completely different. But when I was like really little, I would go and I would watch these concerts, like the high school concerts, and be like so excited to get to high school so that I could play in the band, right? And it was just like, it was like a dream when I was little. It was like to be at that school and just play in the band. And, or just playing in the concerts, being like, this is my school now. And, I got to do that January last year, and I was grade 9, so I did like with the grade 9 band, and I was also in the school band, and I was the drummer, and that was huge for me because I had dreamed about that, right? And looking back and seeing how excited I was for high school and realizing now how much I hate high school, it's kind of funny, but like it seems so amazing when you're younger and you get there and it's like it's not really. Like it's really not. But like the band was, I'll get into that later on too in this video, but the band was really probably my highlight of school last year. So yeah, that happened, and I was pretty pumped about the first concert. It was great. February, like, I went through my Instagram and stuff, and I tried thinking, and, like, I could not find anything interesting that happened. So, like, so obviously, like, I went and writing it all down, because, like, I'm not gonna remember it all, obviously, because that's how my brain works. I don't remember things. And I did remember that it's my 2-year, though. 2-year, I always forget the date, though. That's so weird. But now, I remember, it's the 16th of January is when I started. So, yeah, so February, I don't know. I lived and I breathed and I ate and I slept and I just, you know, did things. I don't even know what. But that was February. March, oh my gosh, March was crazy too. You'll see as the months go, the more and more things happen and the more life gets weird and complicated and crazy. But March was, it was so interesting. I met Victoria for the first time. Oh my gosh, I will never forget that day. It was such a great day, and it was such a horrible day at the same exact time. So I remember going up to Toronto and being like so excited. Like I just couldn't wait to go roller skating with Victoria. I met her. I made a vlog about this, but I'm gonna post it again because it's so cute, and I was so like nervous and excited and awkward, and I'm never going to live that down, but I was so awkward. So I'll play the video of us meeting and me almost crying and being awkward and being like, hi. So here it is. Like, hi. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start crying. Hi! Hi!
It's so different.
I know! So yeah, that was great. But at the same time, we were supposed to roller skate for 3 hours. We lasted a half an hour, and my mom fell and broke her wrist. So that completely, changed the whole visit. It was really, really hard to, deal with. And just the rest of it, oh my gosh, I just don't even, I don't even know how to explain, but that day was so weird. I got to meet my internet best friend, and then this happened, and it was like, so then I still got to hang out with her, though, for, the rest of the day, kind of, and leaving her was really hard. It was really hard, and, yeah, but we have videos, and we got to go, to the park for a bit together, even though it was really cold, and we chilled at my cousin's house, and we didn't really do anything, but still, just being with her was great. I mean, I cannot wait to see her again in person. We gotta do so much together. And before that happened, I completely skipped over this. Oops, just super excited to talk about that. So, Concert nous chante, with the school band, that was, okay, I know I said, the band was, the highlight of my year last year, and it was, and we went to, Concert nous chante, which was, this, concert thing, and all the, French schools, high schools, the bands and stuff, they'd, all come, and it was, a 3-day thing, something like that, and, there's concerts, all day long, and, sitting there all day long, sitting in the same chair all day long, that gets long, but, it was so much fun, and, even going to the hotel after, and doing different things, and, hanging out with the band, there was some cool people, and it was so much fun, you just, and, I was a drummer, right, so it was, so much fun, and you meet new people and stuff, and, you do activities, and you go to different things, and it was super cool, and, it's canceled this year, and I'm super sad about it, because I wanted to go back there again, and, I missed the band last year, I missed the people and stuff, and it's sad, but at the same time, it was so much fun, so much fun. April, oh my gosh, April too, there's a lot in here that I didn't talk about. I remember wanting to make a video just about it, but I didn't, because there was just too much, happening, I didn't want to, say anything, and just, so, okay, now I'm going to, because this past, it was a while back, and it took me a while to get over to, a long time, but, so I was in badminton. We were supposed to go, so, there's different stages, right, so there was, pre-NISA, so we were supposed to go, and you have to travel to these things, right, it's not, in town, so, we had to travel to pre-NISA, but with the day we were supposed to go, there was a snow day. Snowed in April. Oh, that means I have to, look forward to snow for, another 4 months. Ew, nasty. Anyways, so there was a snow day, so it was okay, so it got canceled that day, and, we were supposed to go the next day. That didn't happen. We were on our way there. It was only supposed to take, 45 minutes to an hour, whatever, depending on traffic, to get there, and we had maybe 15 minutes left to go, and we got into a bus accident, and it was weird at first, and I still remember everything. Oh boy, I'm getting emotional now. No, stop it. So we were in the bus. It was a big bus too, because there was both high schools, English and French, the badminton teams, on the bus, and it was weird because I'd never been in an accident before, so I didn't really know what to expect. All of a sudden, I just remember feeling this big boom from the back, and all I seen was like the corner of my eyes. I had my badminton racket in front of me, so what happened was my face hit the racket. I still remember this all clearly. My face hit the racket, and the racket hit the seat in front of me, so we kind of just did like a full like sandwich bump, I'm gonna call it. And I seen like glass flying like on the side of like the corner of my eyes. I could just see like glass flying like from out the windows, and it was just like this weird feeling. And and you're kind of in shock then. So after that happened, I kind of like chuckled, I guess. I've never said that word before, but I kind of did like a little, oh, okay. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what had happened, right? So you kind of like in a shock, when something like freaks you out, and you just like kind of laugh a little bit, like you laugh it off, because I didn't know what had happened, right? And and then I'm like, okay, well, like I was fine at first, and then the whole, like, everybody went to the back of the bus, and they were all blocking the back. So I look around, and all I could see were people standing up. So I had no idea what had happened. And then I was kind of calm, and then I found out, we were in an accident, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I should have clicked in that's what happened, but I couldn't wrap my head around it, right? Because I didn't know what it was like to feel like that. And then there was then you could hear sirens and stuff, and all the traffic was stopped, and then it was like, this is, okay, this is kind of a big deal, and there was like paramedics and stuff that came onto the bus, and was just telling us to be calm. And as soon as oh my gosh, I didn't actually think I was gonna cry talking about this, but like I could feel it coming. No, I'm good, I'm okay. And once they really started talking, it was like, okay, this happened, we need to just stay calm. Like if you guys like are hurt, if you start getting headaches, like we need to know. Like it was a serious thing, right? So when that finally clicked in, I'm like, this is bad, like this is really bad. And that's when my anxiety started, right? And that's when I started getting headaches. And then I was talking to my mom, I'm like, hey, we were just in an accident, like stuff happened. And I still couldn't like wrap my mind around it. Like I thought it was just a little bump, but it wasn't, because the bus moved up like a good, was it like 10 feet or something like that? Like we moved up pretty far. And the reason why it happened was because we were stopped to pick up somebody. So we were stopped on the highway to pick up somebody, and she had watched the whole thing happen because she was outside. And if it was just a couple seconds later, she would have been getting on the bus as this happened. And just thinking of that she would have been really, really hurt. And it's like hard to think of that. And so I'm trying to get through this. Oh my gosh. So anyways, it was like a whole thing, and then I started getting bad headaches. And I was sitting with my best friend at the time, because we were partners. And I was like I can't do this. So we had to switch buses, obviously, because like the back of our bus was like all weird, so we couldn't like continue driving. And obviously we had to turn back. We weren't gonna go to like this pre-Nissa badminton thing when we were all just in an accident. Like there's could be stuff wrong with us. I went into the other bus, and a lot of people had been brought into ambulances to go to the hospital back where I live to get checked and stuff, just to make sure we were okay. And I had told them, I'm like, like I've got a headache, but like I don't know if it's my anxiety, I don't know if it's what happened, like I didn't know. So I was sitting on the other bus with only a couple people left on there, because people were just sending ambulances, and they came on to get me. And it really, when it hit me that this had happened, I had to walk by the car that had hit us to go into the ambulance. And that was really hard to see, because the front was completely destroyed. And when you think there was a person sitting right there. I can't. And my first thought, you know, is this person okay? You know, how old is this person? Like, whether this person was 18, 70, like, it didn't matter. I just needed to know, right? And they can't tell you this stuff. They can't. They can't do that. So it really, you know, I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if they were okay, and they wouldn't tell me, and it was really hard. And I was sitting in the ambulance with two kids, one from my school, one from the other school, and they were, you know, they had neck braces, and they were laid out on these things, and I was like, I wanted to know if they were okay. I wanted to know if everyone was okay. So yeah, I didn't think I would be talking for this long about this. I thought I was just gonna mention it, but you know, I needed to like get this out, I guess. And so we were brought to the hospital, and it was hard. You know, we were taken care of though. It was all good, and we were all together, you know, and we got to talk to counselors and stuff, and it was good. We were there for like a couple hours. This had happened at 8:30 in the morning, and I didn't get out of the hospital till like 12:30. So this had been going on for like a couple hours now, like good 4 hours. And I just spent the rest of the day with my mom at like the elementary school and stuff. But like it took months to get over what had happened. And so there was a lot of things that happened that involved accidents. Like there were 3 or 4 bus accidents in like 3 days, and you know, I was in one of them. And there was like the Broncos hockey team or whatever that had happened, I think, was it the day before our accident or the same day or something. And what really got to me was that when we got back to school, our school had done like these ceremonies and different things for the other bus accidents and didn't say anything about their own school, because there was, and I later found out that the guy that hit us did die, and it was like there was a death in this one too, but you know, they didn't seem to care, you know, and that really made me mad at my school. I just didn't want to deal with that. And this is my only year of high school, you know, or my only year. Sounds like I dropped out after grade 9. But like it was my first year, and I completely had this like hate for my school because they didn't seem to care, and it took a while for me to get over this. And here I am. Man, but it's bringing back all these memories. Like my heart hurts. My eyes are like heavy. And anyways, so let's move on now. Was it a week after, I think? It was like a week after I had to face my fear again, because now I was terrified to get on a bus. We had NISA, so we missed pre-NISA. We missed the practice for the real, you know, thing to move on to NASA, which is a huge thing. And it was like we thought there was no chance. So we went to NISA, and we got on a bus, and we got on a small bus, which in a way scared me a bit more because it was smaller, right? And you know, and I was kind of like in the middle, or like closer to the back, or something like that. So you know, I was scared. And we did it. We got through it, and we won second place for doubles girls, and we got to go to NASA. And it was crazy to think that we did it. We didn't have a practice. We didn't have nothing. All of this was just random. We had practice singles. We didn't even know we were playing doubles. And we pulled it off without practice at all. So it was weird. It was like, okay, so there's something good out of all of this. So we did that. We made it to NISA. And then we went to NASA and failed badly, okay? We were there. It was a 2-day thing. And we played our like 3 games, and we were out like on the first day. So we had to sit around all day the next day, and I was bored out of my mind. I thought I was gonna lose myself. Like it was bad. It was really bad. But whatever, we got through it. Then later that month, there was gonna be like a magic show or whatever, so there was auditions for like to open for the magician, like music wise, like singing and stuff, like when you open. Anyways, so there was practice. So when I went to practice for the auditions, I met a new friend. Okay, we were pretty close at first, the first while, and then, you know, things change, right? And things happen, so like we're not as close as we were, but I mean, life happens, right? And you know, we've gotten some spend a lot of time together. It's like in chunks, like it's either we spend a lot of time together and then we don't see each other for months, and then it just happens. But you know, like life happens, and sometimes you gotta let go of things and move on. This is my puppy. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so that happened. Then there was the auditions, and I won out of 2 like spots, whatever. So like I got to open, and that leads to the next thing. I opened for the magician, which was super cool. So I got to sing like 2 songs, I think. Yeah, it was like a karaoke type thing. So yeah, but it was super cool, super fun. And yeah, so that was April. April was wicked. May. Okay, so May, the last week of me being 14, I spent it in Ottawa at a recording studio. So I had did this thing with the school, which obviously if you had seen my videos like from like back then like what, like 6 months ago, I had won a thing. So I obviously sent something in, and I had won to go to Ottawa to go to this recording studio, and oh my gosh. So I'm not going to get into that because that was a whole big thing too, but I'm not going to explain that. I got to go, and I spent 3 days in a recording studio recording 2 songs. Oh my gosh, that was like crazy cool. Like, it's weird because like I wake up at 7:30 every morning to go to school, and I'm exhausted all day. But I would be in bed by like 11:30 in Ottawa, and I'd be up at like 6:37 every morning, pumped, like so excited to get to that studio and just be there all day. And there was only 3 of us too, right? So usually there's like, you know, 5, 6, whatever, doing different things, but there was 3 of us, and 2 of them had already done it for 4 years. So this is my first year, and they were both boys too, so I was like alone, but that's okay. And we did these 2 songs, and you know, and hearing them for the first time a couple months later was like, it was crazy cool, like super cool. Like, I'll try and find it actually. I don't even know. I have not listened to it since like that happened. So let's find it. I don't even know what it was called. Oh. But yeah, so that's what I did. And I got to see my uncle, my aunt. That was super cool. My cousin. And then I came back on my birthday. So I turned 15. And that was super cool. I remember turning 15 and I thought everything had changed. My voice had gotten deeper. It was funny. I was singing like a boy. And I'm like, 15 got me turning into a 15-year-old boy. But anyways, that's something else. I was on drums for this one, but like... I'm not gonna cry, but this was cool. I cried when I first heard it. I was sick too, so gotta give me credit for that. Mère nature, pour devenir scudo violent, malgré malheur. Dolly, what you doing? La tenue forte, rêver d'un jour de triomphant. ici que chante ma vie parmi les nuages. Bâtir un hip-hop comme les autres. Quand sur mon cœur réveille la peine et misère, offrir ma sueur comme mes bouches, comme mes bouches. Anyways, so yeah, that was super cool. Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. I can't wait. I want to do it again. I gotta really like look into that then, cause like, yo, I need to look into that like now. Anyways, so yeah, I want to do that again this year because that was like amazing. That was super fun. So when I got back from Ottawa, I had my birthday party the day after I got back, and my cousin made an escape room for me and my friends, and my birthday present was tickets, or the paper saying that I was getting tickets to go and see Shawnee in concert in July, which was like 2 months later. What? Less than 2 months, actually. A little over a month. So, that was super cool. And, that was amazing.